All right, I think we're ready to go. Hopefully this doesn't drag out too long. Uh anyways, you guys responded to a thing I did on Instagram. I don't even know what to call it, but you guys gave me many responses and I appreciate it. I really do. And because of it, I might have to split this up into multiple parts cuz I really do want to make sure that I like talk about everything a lot because I feel like a lot of these are great. A lot of these are deep and very personal and yeah, I just don't want anyone to feel like, "Oh, I just put that in for nothing," when I could really be putting in some input for things I don't know, I have a opinion on. So, yeah, let's get into this. We'll try and do like 20 today because like I swear there's a lot. Um yeah, let's just get into it before I waste some time. So anyways, what I put on Instagram is I wish blank knew that blank. Let's get into it. This is a serious one, by the way. I also had some people put some not serious stuff, so I don't know if I'll include that at the end or make it a separate video because there's also a lot of those. Yeah, okay, sorry, I'm stalling so bad. Let's do it. I wish elementary kids knew that they were peaking right now. Yeah, I definitely agree. Um, dude, I feel like as elementary kids, like we knew that like where we were at was awesome. Um, but I feel like it's impossible to like really realize just how much like how good we had it, you know? And like being little, we kind of idolize the idea, not idolize, but we love the idea of growing up and being an adult. And now for me being 16 and that being closer, it's kind of terrifying. And I kind of hate it. I'm gonna take these off because of the glare. No, I'm not. I don't. Fuck the glare. Anyways, yeah, it's scary now, and I know that elementary kids like um aren't worried about growing up at all, and I feel like that's what they deserve. I feel like they deserve to live the world like they should have no worries because I mean you need it at some point in your life, and you're not gonna get it when you're an adult. So um I wish my mom knew that painting my nails isn't I wish my mom knew that painting my nails isn't an excuse to attack me. Um yeah, I feel like people are getting a lot better about it now from what I know. Like parents are starting to become a little bit more accepting, but for the most part, parents are also like not open to change at all, and which is fair because whenever you're an adult it's hard to change like what you've grown up thinking. It's not easy to change your mind. Not everyone is like super open-minded whenever you've already like been conditioned to think certain ways. So yeah, I mean like I feel like years ago I would have thought that being a guy painting your nails um is like forbidden or like it's weird. I don't even know like and I'm talking about like before the concept of being like homosexual was even like a thing in my mind. Um but yeah, like I feel like things are being being accepted um a lot more now, and I feel like something like a guy painting their nails shouldn't be attacked. I definitely think like it's for me like I'm like that's not a huge deal at all. But that's hard for adults to see that. Um yeah, and I know by the way, I got a ton of responses and there's a lot pertaining mothers, which is not what I expected actually. But I thought that was really interesting. We'll have a lot at the end to kind of go over. But yeah, anyways, I wish people knew that depression isn't just being sad. Yeah, I do think that even though the general consensus, especially amongst teenagers, is that depression isn't being like just being sad. Like that's we all like know that, but most of us don't live life and like acting like we do know that. Like we don't act upon that belief. We just keep it in the back of our minds. Um, like a lot of people forget that, and like if someone says they're depressed, like to me, like that doesn't even mean that they're doing sad. That just means like they're in a state to where they feel like they're helpless almost and like so lost. That's more what I think, instead of just like I'm upset, I'm sad, because I know that I have a lot of like moments of depression, like depressive episodes, but I'm like I have nothing to be sad about per se, but I do feel like total shit. So yeah, like I said, I feel like this is something everyone knows, but no one lives life acting like they know it. They just keep it in the back of their minds. I wish lonely people knew that you shouldn't rely on others to provide happiness for you. Yeah, um, although like having interactions is very important, very vital for a person, I don't believe that um if you know that you're like pretty independent, don't think that you have to talk to people in order to feel fine. Um, I feel like that's something that a lot of people struggled with, especially during quarantine, because you are basically stuck on your own. Um, you feel lonely, but you shouldn't feel like you need people to, feel happy. But I do gotta say, I do partially disagree with this, because like interaction is really important. It's almost vital. But I get the reliance thing. You shouldn't be reliant. You should be able to hold yourself up a bit. Don't be reliant. But also it is important to interact with others. Um I wish my sister knew that I look up to her. As an older brother, I kind of think about this a lot. I think about the fact that like is my brother gonna care about me at all, like, or look up to me in the future, or I should put my phone away, or you know is he just gonna think that I'm there? Like, is he just gonna think, yeah, that's my brother, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I would hope that my brother looks up to me, and I'm gonna guess that your sister probably hopes that too. I feel like, as I don't know how it is for other older siblings, but that's what I think for my younger sibling is like I hope they look up to me in some way, in some form or fashion. I don't know if I replied to that right. I hope that was a good enough answer. I'm sure your sister knows. I wish I knew that people love me. Yeah, this is something that's definitely hard to like grasp at times. It's hard to forget that like people care about you. I know that like for me, being being honest, I'm not trying to sound like weird or anything, but I don't really feel like a lot of people like care about me or love me. I know that people do. I just never like feel it, and it's like people could tell me they care about me every single day, every single second of the day, but it's just that human doubt, that amount of doubt that you just experience regardless of what situation you're being put in, what type of day you're having, good, bad. It's just something that's always there. It's hard to remember that people care about you, that people love you. um yeah, and like to this, I would say that people need to understand what love really is. I feel like, a lot of teens watch me. That's because I'm a teen. And I know that, like, I feel like people have a really weird perception of love. And there's those people that are like, love is whatever you want it to be, right? But to me, for the purpose of this, like, topic, I would say that, like, love is something that you shouldn't like you just I don't know. This is corny, but people love you. You knew that already. I think you should know that already. You should already have that in the back of your mind. If something is telling you no, that's because you don't love yourself. Think about it. Like, people care about you. But if you can't accept that, or if something is stopping you from believing that, it's only yourself. Like something is stopping you, you're stopping yourself from believing that. Cause like who, the, can you name like can you tell me who's stopping you from believing that people love you? Like if whenever I think that people don't love me, I don't think that it's my dad making me think that. I don't think it's my friend making me think that. I think it's got to be myself, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I, I hope that was good enough. I hope these responses are good enough. Oh my god. If they're terrible, I'm sorry. I wish my guardians knew that I miss spending time with them. Um, part of me hopes my parents don't see this. But I miss spending time with my parents too. I miss, getting to spend a lot of time with them. I know that like for us now, like we're spending more time trying to make friends. That's something that's really important to us, like keeping up our friendships, uh trying to become an adult, like grow up, and schoolwork. And those are all problems that we didn't have when we were 4 years old, when we were 3 years old, 5 years old, 6, like those weren't problems in our head. We weren't worried about like tests coming up. We weren't worried about like being popular. We weren't worried about um uh wasting time or growing up. We wanted to do was experience. All we wanted to do was learn, so we could spend time with our parents or our guardians. Sorry, um, but now we don't have that much time. And like, I gotta say, for all those people who do get to spend time with their parents a lot, uh, dude, you should feel lucky. Honestly, not saying that I don't have the opportunity to, or that anybody else doesn't have the opportunity to, but sometimes you got to make sacrifices, and that's regarding our time. We have to make sacrifices with time, and that takes away from spending time with guardians or family. Yeah, I miss spending time with my parents a lot. Yeah, I wish the people in my life knew how much pain I am in. Uh, Yeah, I feel like for me, actually, I view life or I view people like they're going through something because literally everyone is going through something. There's not a single person who isn't going through something. Everyone is always chasing something because no matter where you are in life, no matter where you're the richest man in the world or you're poor or whatever type of person you are, you're always chasing something because no matter where you are in life, you can't gain full satisfaction. You're always wanting more, or you're always trying hard to stay in the place that you're in. And because I know that, because I have that concept in my mind, I apply that to every person. If someone is an asshole to me, I'm gonna be understanding of it. I don't see like bad people as bad. I just see them as misunderstood. I see them as like just like I don't know how to explain it really, but like listen, well, I'm trying not to ramble, but live life and perceive others like they're going through the exact same struggles as you. I know a lot of times people like to think, oh, you don't get what it feels like to blah blah blah. You don't get what it feels like to blah, and that's true, especially when it comes to like racial issues. Like people can be like that a lot. And it's fair, it's valid. They might not know what it's like to be like you, but you also don't know what it's like to be like them. You don't know why they think the way that they think. They didn't choose to think the no one chooses to think the way that they think. I feel like people need to realize that. Which is why things like educating others and just like confronting others instead of like complaining about them or like talking about them behind their back is much more effective. Uh, so yeah, I just perceive people a lot differently. It makes your life easier and it makes others' lives easier. There you go. Cool. Awesome. Was that a good take or was that a bad take? I don't know. Ah, I wish my stepfather knew that I cherish him. So, um, regarding like step parents and stuff, because I know that like that's like a huge thing. Like, there's a lot of like things behind that. It's not like a problem that I personally can like relate to. Um, but like Yeah, I know that like a lot of people struggle with like getting close to their step parents, or like just like there's a whole world with step parents. There's a lot of like stuff to talk about when it comes to that. Unfortunately, I don't know that much about it, but I know that whenever you do become a step parent, I can imagine that all you want is for your stepchildren, your children to like you. I know that like most of the time you fight for that. Either you fight for it or you don't try at all. Like some step parents don't try at all and don't care about the children at all. But in this case, I'm gonna guess that they do if you cherish him. Um, and in that case, like I'm sure he probably knows. Or and if you don't think that he does, make sure he knows that, because I feel like that's all a step parent could ask for, is knowing that you cherish him. All right, cool. Let's move on. On 11. Okay, we're good on time, I think. I wish I knew what he was doing was wrong. Um, I have to interpret this a lot because it is pretty vague. Hold on. Okay, anyways, I wish I knew that what he was doing was wrong. I'm gonna guess this was a relationship. I'm gonna guess that you basically took the fall and everything, and he was an asshole to you. I'm assuming. Um, I'm not here to call anyone out, really, but I know what you're feeling. I'm not calling anyone out when I'm saying that, but I know what you're feeling. Um, it's hard to, especially when it's someone we love, it's hard to see when someone's wrong, when someone's hurting you. I know there's so many people that I love and care about that have like done some shitty things to me, right? And I've probably done some shitty things to them without even knowing. Um, and when it's hard for them to process, what makes it any easier for you to process that it's wrong? If they can't, uh, at that point, I feel like the best thing to do is like talk about it. I don't ever feel in a situation like with whenever I have a bad interaction with people or a bad relationship, I will try and fix it. I will try and like, and I've been successful. Like there's only I only know of like one person who like really dislikes me for some reason. Uh, I try to confront him. He didn't say anything back. So, from that point, you can't do anything else. So what I would say to this is like, if you don't feel comfortable talking to him, try and come to terms with like what's happened on your own. And sometimes I don't know the situation, but he could be right. Like maybe you could be in the wrong, but you're saying that you wish you knew what he was doing was wrong. I would say for one of like the situations in my life, I still find it hard to accept that the other person in a particular situation was in the wrong. I still blame myself till this day. And that's not necessarily something you have to kind of come to terms with, but I think it's something you should be comfortable with. Like I still believe that I did stuff wrong, but I feel comfortable thinking about that idea because for one, I've moved on past that point in my life, and two, because of that, it doesn't matter anymore. It shouldn't matter anymore. Like if you're wasting your time thinking about this stuff and trying to figure out like why it was wrong, don't waste your time doing that. Like just move on. And I know that sucks, or I know that can sound like stupid because maybe this stuff is traumatic, but for me, like I gave myself a good long time to think about it. I came to a conclusion in my mind, and then I just moved on with it. Uh, and talking to the person that I was having that struggling like inner conflict with helped. I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if you feel comfortable doing that in your situation, but for me that helped. Anyways, I rambled on for too long with that. We'll do, oh god, this is gonna be a lot. We'll do two more. We'll do two more. We're at 20 minutes. Okay. I wish I knew that it's okay to say no. Holy shit. If you are one of my close friends, you know that I'm terrible at this. I can't say no for shit. um, I've actually, I'm gonna admit, I've gotten better. Uh, but it's usually not for my sake. It's usually for others' sakes. That's terrible. Listen, I need to learn how to say no. It's pretty bad. And you seem like you need to learn how to say no too. Um, this kind of just goes into like people pleasing and self worth, two things that I struggle with probably the most in life. Uh, God, you just have to be able to think for yourself. And this is kind of weird. This might be a weird suggestion, but think about your younger self whenever you're gonna make a hard decision, right? Think about them. This is terrible advice. Think about them like watching you, like observing you making this decision, because whenever you think about like your little self, you think about someone who's so excited to grow and be successful, right? And you are in charge of whether or not that comes true. Like that little kid that you knew years ago, that you were years ago, that was hoping for a bright future, that was hoping to be successful and have the best life ever, you know? They're waiting for that, and you're at the point to where you need to start making choices that are going to get you there, that are going to make that kid's dream come true. Like think of them as a separate person, because it's hard for us to care about ourselves. But if you think about that little you as a separate person and saying that whatever you do at this moment is going to like determine whether or not that little kid succeeds in the future, which is now, that should help you make a choice. If it doesn't, I just gave the most terrible take in the world. Okay. All right. This might be the last one. I don't know. I like doing this, but I also don't want this to be too long. I wish I knew that my feelings are valid. Um, this kind of goes into this one, that it's okay to say no. Um, yeah, all of our feelings are valid, and you should never let anyone throw them to the side. You shouldn't let yourself throw them to the side. Uh, well, actually, you know what? No, no, no. Okay, let me explain. Usually, when I'm sad, mad, or anything, I confront myself about it. I don't tell myself, "Why are you thinking this way?" I, I kind of, I kind of have a fight with myself, which is kind of weird. But instead of spending time just like expressing my feelings, I spend my time confronting my feelings. I think of like my feelings as kind of like the similar analogy which I used before, but I think about it as like a different person, right? Like if I was sad, I'm gonna be talking to my sad self and trying to talk it out. Like it's like self therapy, self coaching. Uh, so yeah, your feelings are valid. Whenever I'm like mad or something, I'm like, this is stupid. Why do you feel this way? And me being the fucking nerd I am, I just psychologically break it down like this, it's because of this, and you're like you're primed to think this way because of this event and blah blah. That's, I don't know what way would help you. That's how I do it, right? But I'm gonna guess, let's say you're really sad or stressed because of like homework and shit, and you feel like it's stupid. You feel like you're stupid for not doing it. Well, that goes into motivation, which is a whole nother like topic that I could talk about forever. But yes, your feelings are fucking valid, and it is hard to like not think, oh my god, this is fucking stupid. Why am I thinking this? But think about it. If it was another person and they were in your same exact situation feeling that exact same way, would you say that it's stupid? Like, okay, let's say you feel stupid because you can't get over your ex, right? If like your friend said that, if your friend was like, dude, I can't stop thinking about them, you wouldn't be like, dude, that's fucking stupid. Why the fuck? No, that's fucking dumb. You would probably try and empathize or sympathize. You'd probably be like, oh, I get why you think that. Well, that's what you need to do with yourself. That's what you need to do with yourself. I feel like a lot of when it comes to handling feelings, when it comes to handling feelings, whenever your own feelings, sorry, I'm doing a shit job talking right now. Whenever it comes to handling your own feelings, you need to handle them like you're talking to someone else. Because that's what I do. Because I'm gonna get to this in the next video, probably. I'm not sure yet. But it's so easy to just, for one, not tell anyone your feelings, which is kind of what I do. I never tell anyone when I'm sad, really, or like happy, which is really bad. Like, I'm not saying you should do that, because I can acknowledge that that's a terrible thing to do, to not like express your feelings, especially to others. But the way I've coped with that problem, the way I've coped with that issue that I have, is by talking to myself, which sounds sad, because it is. It's definitely not a good thing. It's definitely an unhealthy thing for me to talk to myself, which I'm not gonna get into why I do that this video, but whenever I do that, I confront myself. Whenever I do that, I talk to myself like I'm another person. I swear I don't have split personality or whatever it's called now, but I do that because it's in replacement for like another human being. If you don't feel comfortable with talking to someone else about your problems, you can talk to yourself. It's it's a terrible suggestion, because really it's really unhealthy. Like, I know this is the advice that I'm giving you, but it's really not the best thing you could do. The only person that can help you really validate your feelings is someone else. Like, I'm gonna be honest, because it's hard to admit some things to yourself sometimes. It's hard to admit when you're wrong. It's hard to admit when you're right. Like earlier, like, you know that what he was doing was wrong, but like, you can't bring yourself to like accept that. Sometimes you need to talk to another person about it, because it just helps. That is also advice that I need to take. Will I end up taking it? Probably not. I mean, I haven't been able to take that type of advice for years now, but that is the advice that I'd give you. And if you can't get yourself to do that, then talk to yourself, because that is the only other option you have. Or therapy. Therapy is great too, but therapy is also, doesn't it cost a lot of money, right? That's why I haven't gone yet, at least. Anyways, this was all pretty serious. We're almost at 30 minutes. I'm gonna run through like 6 of the funny ones, or the non-serious ones. So I'll be back. All right. The I wish blank knew that blank, but it's goofy. We'll do 3 today. Yeah. Okay. I wish my dog knew that shitting on the carpet isn't very cash money. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't have a pet, so I, I don't know how hard it is to potty train dogs. I'm sure it's actually different for like different breeds and stuff. Um, I don't know. Is it too late to potty train dog? Like, is there a age limit for potty train? I don't even know. Anyways, in a story, your dog should not see the carpet as its toilet, or their toilet. Yeah. I wish everyone knew that I have a chungo fat voluptuous cake of an ass. Jackie, um I think there's a reason why nobody knows, and it's because it's not true. If I'm getting this right, um I'm actually gonna look into the camera for this. Ben Farmer. V wants you to know that she wants to crush your windpipe. Well, there you go. Wish granted. If he sees this, there you go. Did I say 3? Should we do one more? I'm not gonna do one more. That's gonna be it. You're welcome, Ben, for that. Let's hold on. Let's go back to Facecam. Hey, alright, thank you for watching this video. I don't know if this was terrible. I don't know if you liked it or not. If it was awesome, good, because there's gonna be like 3 more parts of this. And if you don't like it, I'll never do it again. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you are here, stick along, tell your friends. I have a big video coming soon, not as crazy as the school video, I don't think, but it should make you shit your pants a bit. Yeah, I'm sorry for using profane language. I should stop that. No, I'm not. Okay, bye bye.